Everyone, welcome to another AI Wisdom podcast edition. Today with us, we have Yvonne Gaissmaier. She is the CEO and co-founder at laigo.ai. We're going to talk about startups and what Yvonne is doing nowadays. Yvonne, can you introduce yourself and tell us a bit more about Laigo?
Yeah, thank you first of all for having me here. And I'm sorry for my voice at the beginning, so because I'm still having a little bit of flu, but I don't
Yeah.
want to miss this opportunity. So my name is Yvonne, and I'm CEO and co-founder of the AI company LIGO, which is an AI service provider in the field of intelligent document processing. And yeah, actually, my background in machine learning goes a couple of years back. I have studied mathematics and was working before already in the corporate research department of a bigger automotive group. And yeah, but this was like 7 years ago, and I was
Mhm.
working there. So it started 2016. And there I was researcher, software developer, but as well also project manager. So I would say I have a strong scientific background in machine learning and as well also in software development in general.
Pretty cool. And what caught your attention in machine learning first? Why did you get into that field?
As a mathematician, it's like it makes fun, a lot of fun. So honestly, like it's the you have like the theoretical part in mathematics where you say like, okay, this is really boring, but for machine learning, you have the stochastics and the statistical models where you say like, wow, this is really great what you can achieve if you are doing not really the classical calculations and the software models as you usually know. So you can achieve much, much better results, much better accuracies with doing less work at the end. So
Hmm.
this was like really my first interaction with machine learning, where I was also modeling diesel or gasoline pressure in the car, where I was seeing like that these models can overcome some physical models. So it's really
Hmm.
great to see that sometimes data is closer. Like if you're measuring data, it can be better than just making really these complicated physical models at the end. Yeah.
Interesting. And what led you to start your own business?
Um, yeah, I would say I'm a quite ambitious person, and like I cannot work less than 100%. Like I have this kind of attitude, all or nothing. So everything what I start, it's definitely important to me to see what is my impact in starting something. And if when I was working in this bigger group, I was really working hard and struggled to achieve a certain, yeah, let's say, position with a certain responsibility. Yeah. And I know that, okay, Yvonne, you worked there now for 7 years. If you want to achieve this responsibility, you need to spend even 10 years additionally with
Yeah.
no guarantee that you will definitely then at the end succeed. And then I said, okay, if there's no seat offered at the table, I will create my own table. And this
Yeah.
is what I did with LIGO basically. And as I saw then also on in automotive, you have the gasoline systems and then you have the electric cars, and you see that how this is a disruptive technology. And in
Hmm.
my opinion, AI is also the next disruptive technologies where bigger companies will struggle a lot, and I wanted to be the person who is giving headache to the other companies.
Nice. Nicely said. Your ambition, do you know where it comes from? Like, do you come from a background of sports or where does your ambition come from?
Okay, yeah. Basically, I'm the first generation which is born here in Germany,
Okay.
but my family is coming from, yeah. Back then, it was the country was Yugoslavia, so they
Yeah.
are now located in Serbia.
Hmm.
So I know how hard my grandparents and my parents worked here in Germany to achieve a certain um, yeah, level of
Mm.
achievement. Yeah, I don't know, and I
Yes.
think this is the reason why it is coming in this direction, and why I said, okay, I'm used to that, to work very hard, and I don't take anything for granted. Yeah.
Interesting. You offer various solutions on Lego, text recognition, document
Yeah.
classification, information extraction, page stream segmentation. What of these solutions are you seeing the most traction in? Which one are the most popular? And by what industry are these
Uh-huh.
solutions used
Hmm.
generally?
Yeah. So the most famous AI solution is definitely it's called the Smart Doc Split AI, which is page stream segmentation. And mostly, the use cases are derived from mostly from accounting. So, in accounting, you have a bunch of invoices, receipts, delivery notes, and so on. And then you go to the printer, and then you are just scanning all the documents. And at the end, you have just one PDF with, let's say, 50 pages. And
Mhm.
now you sit there and you want to split the 50 pages into documents as they are recurring, and also like how they are displayed. And
Mm.
this is just really stupid work. And
Mhm.
our AI model has been really requested a lot by accounting systems, but as well we see also a lot of demand in ERP systems, so resource management systems, because you often have this kind of unstructured data which needs to be structured again. Yeah, yeah,
Interesting. Before we talk industry, so you started this business 9 months ago. So it's
yeah.
quite an early one. Did you get funding for that one, or is it mostly bootstrap?
No, it was funded by one of our co-founder, which is called he's called Michael Bauner,
Mhm.
and he is also investor and has a couple of other companies. And his goal was also to establish like a new company in the south of Germany, because the city where we are located is mostly famous for also automotive, aerospace, and so on. And we think that software is definitely the next bigger step and where everyone is lacking off. And his vision was to establish a bigger software company in this area in the south of Germany. So he is one of our, yeah, investors. Yeah.
Cool. And for your presence, is it mostly in Germany? What type of clients do you deal with other than accounting? And what are your expansion plans?
Yeah, so we expanded already,
Okay.
expanded already, sorry, in North Macedonia. And I think this is like a really nice story because as I have roots in Eastern Europe, we have expanded also now in North Macedonia. So it feels kind of going back home and
Mhm.
to see everyone there. And I know the culture. I know, okay, I mean, in every country is a little bit slightly different, but it feels definitely as home to see the people there, and I know how what kind of issues they are struggling and what their background is. So we have a second branch in North Macedonia in Skopje, and there also we are developing and doing mostly also our marketing, and we are traveling there very often down like I think every 4 weeks I'm either in Germany or in North Macedonia. And also, as we have now a strong connection to North Macedonia, we have really a lot of clients in the Eastern Europe. So it's so more in this area, yeah. And so far, we were talking mostly, as I said, yeah, it was accounting, and it will be more like independent software vendors,
Okay.
because our solution is more like, oh, you want to use AI, but you don't have the feasibility to take it. So therefore, yeah, the independent software vendors are the ones which are mostly attracted to our services then,
Hmm.
because they are
Interesting.
like enriching, like they are in it, it's like innovation for them. They have really like, let's say, hardworking tools like data management systems, and you want to make it like better in order to have some AI solutions without you are paying so much in the development, so you can just simply integrate it with a simple API into your product. Yeah.
Hmm. Software vendors. So like the guys that used to sell Microsoft Excel in a box or
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Yeah, I
Okay.
mean, we are not starting with the big ones, yeah. So we are more focusing also on small medium enterprises
Yeah.
because they are especially the ones which are saying like, okay, I don't have the budget to spend so much for AI cloud services. They are not going to AWS or Google because it's just either too expensive, it's just too much. So they really want it more and more convenient and simple. And our service is okay, just take our ready to go AI, don't care about um, um, the hosting, the deployment. We are taking everything for you, and you're just integrating it into your software with one line of code, and then you have already the AI feature, and yeah, that's the secret.
Okay. And the sales and the marketing, how do you do it mostly? Do you do like pure sales? Do you buy ads? What do you do to get new
Yeah,
clients?
yeah, it's mostly social media, of course. So we are also focusing mostly on LinkedIn. So yeah, getting more the network and going into exhibitions and so on. But it's especially as a startup, I can say it's really hard to get new leads, to establish clients and so on. It's not easy. So what we are focusing definitely on social media, exhibitions, and also like our own network, as we have also um, two founders who has a bro to have a which have a broad network in the area of software. It's also more like they are sometimes building up the connection. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. And the pricing, how much do you charge for your solutions?
So it's basically we are charging per page our solution, and you can have either a pay-as-you-go subscription where you say like, okay, I take just the 50 euro per month. I have we say like we have our own currency. It's called Ligos.
Hmm.
So Ligos is like, okay, you are paying for each model what you want to use, and each model is costing you a little bit more or less, and basically it's like you are paying a subscription for Ligos, then you know that okay, one page is costing for this model for Ligos, so you can proceed your document per page, yeah. And it starts from 50 euro and goes it's for enterprises, of course, maybe it goes up to 300. So it's really important for us to be cheap and to be affordable also for the smaller ones, yeah.
Yeah. How are you using OpenAI and ChatGPT nowadays?
Honestly, since this is also one of our values in our product, it is not used at all. So we are really proud to say that, okay, we want to be, or we need to be, as a German company, GDPR compliant. Therefore, yeah, we are hosting, deploying, and serving everything in our own developed infrastructure. This was a really hard work for us, because nowadays, of course, everyone can book a certain kind of cloud services, and say then, okay, I will just outsource my solution to or yeah, my work or my development to a third party. But we say like, no, we want to be independent, and this was really a hard work for us, setting up all the pipelines and also the infrastructure, the hardware, and everything is on our side. So if you are using our solution, I can guarantee that no other parties are involved. And furthermore, we are also deleting immediately after processing the data of clients. So I think
Okay.
this is something very unique. So we want to be really clear and transparent where your data is. It's really in Germany. I can show you here. Look, it's next to my place. Here's your model. Here's your data. And in the next step, your data is completely gone. I deleted it. I don't want to see it.
So have you
um,
tried ChatGPT at least? What do you think about it?
yeah, yeah, of course. I mean, for internal purpose, we are using this, and it's also for generating leads. Quite interesting, I would say. So, for getting new clients, getting leads, but also for marketing purpose, it's, I must say, brilliant.
Yes,
It's
yes, it is.
you're saving so much more time compared to Google just because it's doing for you the research. Yeah. So
Yeah.
internally, that's a different story. Yeah. But for our solution, if you're that's something else. Yeah. But
Have
we
you?
were also yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so it was like a bigger decision also from our side because, of course, we can also use an API from ChatGPT and
Yeah,
just put the brand LIGO on it. Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
but
Like a bunch of
I
startups do.
yes, and I think our vision is here very clear, and mm, it's of course sometimes hard because we need more time than other startups, and
Yeah,
we are investing with time also a lot of money into that. But we think at the end that this is also we see it with our clients. I mean, if I'm talking to a small medium enterprise, yeah, and
yeah,
I say like, okay, if you're using our solution, it will go then to the next cloud server and here on ChatGPT and then to the next one, and I have no clue where it will be stored at the end.
yeah,
This will be a no-go for them. And
yeah,
now it's very easy for me. I can say, okay, maybe at the moment our models are not really comparable to the big high-tech companies. And if they want a solution, okay, then this would be the drawback. But at the moment, you are totally safe and secure here at LIGO. Yeah.
yeah. What is your take on GDPR? Because me being a citizen of the world, I've tend to
Yeah.
observe a lot of people and their philosophies. I think fighting against your privacy is it's pretty much a useless fight. I also think that if you don't want your data to be harvested, well, you shouldn't expect a free product like
Yes,
chat gpt, or I mean, you're not part
definitely.
of it, right? So what is your take on that, and how do you think it will impact AI products like yours or chat gpt?
I mean, one example, I don't know whether you know this or have seen this. Last week, Italy banned
Yep,
ChatGPT. Yeah,
that's
due to
extreme,
this.
and
Yeah, yeah,
very poor
and now they.
decision.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, now they and you know what? And what is more dangerous in Europe, we will have next year, 2000. So next year, the European AI Act. And this will affect the AI industry even more in Europe because now, I'm sorry, I'm just not really answering your questions because I'm
No, but
going to
it's a good
but
intro.
it goes, but it's like it's going into the next thing. So because it's getting even more complicated in Europe. So basically, there is a regulation, maybe for everyone who doesn't know this. The European Union is yeah, releasing soon an act, which is a risk-based regulation. So that means you need to classify your model, whether it can harm people, whether it can be misused for any violations, or I don't know. For example, I could also ask ChatGPT how to create a bomb,
Yep.
for example. Yeah, and and now the European Union wants to see a report on what kind of data your AI has been trained on. Is it bias free? Which is like ridiculously hard to show and to say like really it's bias free, and you can ensure that no I don't know nations are discriminated or something like that. It's really hard. And then you need to classify, first of all, what kind of risk you are. Maybe sometimes even your AI can be forbidden. And after you know what kind of risk level you have to show up to the authority a certain kind of report. You need to do risk assessments. And you need then afterwards a kind of certification from the government, which is allowing you that your AI product is in the field. Yeah. And of course, this can be now, yeah, seen as a chance, but also like I think, especially for bigger ones and for American or like without outside of the European Union, it will be really hard. I have no clue like how the bigger companies in Silicon Valley are preparing for this because then it will be really hard to deploy AI in Europe. Yeah.
Yeah, so ChatGPT doesn't answer anymore how to create a bomb, fortunately. It's
Uh,
always well, first I think we need to open the channels of communication, right? And
yeah. Yeah.
if anything, I mean, Italy, like me, I'm all about education, and I have learned quite a lot with ChatGPT in the last couple of months. Although they somehow they took GPT-4 away from me, even though I pay. So like I'm checking with their technical staff because I'm back to the
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
3.5 version, which is less smart. But that being said, I've learned so much from it, and
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think if you like remove that tool, it's like removing fire for someone to cook their steak.
Yeah.
It's like taking the stick from the Homo sapien. You know, like, and the Homo
Yeah,
sapien
yeah.
will be quite angry. And I think it's quite restrictive. And I mean, it's kind of, well, I mean, I don't want to be extreme, but if I'd be a journalist, I'd say it's back to the Mussolini days. But I think it's good, at least in the fact that it opens the channels of communication. I think it's something that we need to discuss. It's something that we
Yeah,
need to
yeah,
test as well. And we cannot just let one company decide of all of that. Although the guys that lead OpenAI are like quite smart, and also they've thought about the ethical implications of that. So from the start, although their business model has been modified. So yeah, it's
yeah,
quite tricky, but also I think, the GDPR and these things, sometimes they tend to limit innovation. They tend to create fear in people. If you do this, then you will be punished or whatever. And that puts the brake on innovation and risk taking,
yeah,
which is essential. Um, so yeah, quite an important
yeah,
conversation
yeah,
to have.
yeah, yeah.
I'm also curious to hear from you. Like if you listen to OpenAI's co-founders on various podcasts, they talk about AGI, and like a tool that will create so much value for humanity that yes, we need to discuss, and we need to possibly regulate some part of it, or at least agree with some rules. When do you think AGI will happen, and what does a post AGI world look like?
Oh man. Um, that's really a hard question.
It is.
I think it is. I'm not really sure if I can answer this question in such a detail. I mean, um, as you said, it can trigger new technologies, and I think one of the benefits of AGI is also that we are generating then new technologies and new structures which we as a human race, let's say it like that, we were like really not able to think of. Yeah. So you saw it also, like, let's say like generative AI, you see then also that it was generating you better, maybe music, better text, or even medicine recipes or something like that, what a human never have thought of. Yeah. And we were need more time. So I think with AGI also everything like will be like in a faster speed. But that's something what is really quite what I saw already in the AI industry, that everything is popping up so fast. And if this is released, more and more technologies will be popping up, and it will be like, I hope somehow it will also now stop or like slow down slightly, but I'm not sure if we have reached the peak yet. But you definitely will expect that more and more new technologies will popping up, more and more maybe also scientific facts. Maybe let's say in math, for example, we have still stuff which isn't proved yet. Yeah, so
Yeah.
I think it will also help scientific the science area, but technologies and so on. So and at the other side, I mean, the other thing, what I see also is that the population is aging and is getting smaller. Yeah. So we see in Germany a population decline, and I see also that now we have a shortage in skilled workers. So the work is still staying the same or is increasing, but you have the issue to find the appropriate person for a certain job. So
Mm.
we definitely need to embrace these technologies in order to free up some. human capital to focus on the more important side. The question is just like if AI is taking over the important stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
so
Yvonne, thank you so much for showing up today. Where can people find out more about you?
so on LinkedIn, but as well also on laigo.ai. Feel free to visit our homepage to contact us, and you can find me also as well on LinkedIn as Yvonne Gaissmaier.